Okay, this is Lady K Homestead. We are making Instapot pinto beans. We got lima beans, pinto beans, and lentil beans, and Sugardale smoked bacon in here. And I'm gonna put this onion in here with it, because that onion will give it a little bit of flavor. And that's what everybody likes, is a good flavor. I put salt, pepper in there, and then I'm gonna shell some corn and grind some cornmeal and make some homemade hickory cane cornbread. And we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, I grew this hickory cane corn, field corn, old-fashioned corn, last year. I didn't grow much of it. I got just a little, but I may have enough left here to make a pound of bread. And I'm gonna shell it out here. And my uncle gave me a corn sheller, an old-fashioned corn sheller that you crank by hand. It's made, I think, 1907. And let's see, that's some bad stuff. I'll have to sift through that. But I got to build a box for it to put it on to grind to shell my corn with. And I've got me one of these old-fashioned. Well, it's not old-fashioned, it's brand new. But you use to grind the corn with. I'm gonna get me an electric one sometime. And okay, I got my corn shelled out, and I'm gonna put it in here in my cornmeal grinder. This thing's really hard to crank. I'm wanting to get me an electric one sometime. I'm gonna grind it real loose. Let's see here. It's still hard the first time. This thing probably fall off the table and hit the foil. Is it neat? Smells good. And don't hold your breath while you're doing it. Okay. Yep.
Okay, guys, so we're at the stage where Willis has ground all of that corn, and now he's put it in the sifter.
Hickory cane corn.
And the reason you do that is you're literally sifting out any hulls or anything that's not edible. And you can see how nice it looks down there. It's real powdery. Let me put my hand down there. My hands are clean. Look at that. Look how nice that is. Just like cornmeal that you would buy, but this is so much better. It has a waxy texture, and it even has a waxy texture when you are baking your cornmeal, and it stays so much moister. Super old-fashioned.
Now, what'd you use that for?
That goes in the trash, or to the chickens. Hold on, I don't know why I said the trash. I must be losing my mind. Okay, let me... Yeah, and we're just going to go ahead and put that, discard all that we don't want to have in our cornmeal.
What is it they make grits with?
This?
That stuff I just
No, that's stuff that's not edible. Grits is what this would be. This is where, can you see it's...
Oh, after it was ground once,
yeah,
the
it's
first time
thick.
around?
Yeah, and you use that for grits. And we put that in the... I saved that for him to make grits sometime. How many corns did you use in your grinder to make all of this?
I think three, I think.
Good sized ones, yeah. That hickory cane corn, how long are the corns themselves? I forget.
Well, if you got good rich dirt, it gets pretty long.
Okay.
I don't know exactly, but they get big.
Like 12 inches?
Yeah.
I thought so. We would have had more, but if you watched our videos this past summer, you would have seen that a big oak tree came down right in the middle of our corn patch.
Yeah, and crushed it.
And crushed it all. So we rescued, I should say we literally rescued it what we could.
This makes the best cornbread. I hadn't eaten none of this in 30 years. My Dorothy Cobb and Willie Cobb, had the privilege of being in that family at one time. And they used to take and grow this. And we would take it down to a guy down in West Memphis, Tennessee, and he would grind it. And they made the best cornbread out of that, and I hadn't had none since.
Yeah, when we made this earlier this year, we couldn't believe how it brought back memories of different times in our lives. Because I remember in Virginia, people that we had an old mill over there in Louisa County.
Yeah.
I know, look at that. It's awesome. I wish you guys could feel it. I mean, look, you can just see, look at that.
Oh, it makes a good waxy cornbread.
You can't do that when you buy cornmeal at the store.
No.
This has still got the moisture in it.
It's completely different.
Yep. That is so cool. Sorry about the shot of the trash can over there, guys. I didn't mean to put that in there.
Oh, I was supposed to be blocking
Willis
that.
is supposed to block it, so.
Yeah, that's good. It's even got a smell.
I know.
You smell
yeah.
it. Fresh.
Well, there's no smell-o-vision, but it is lovely. Okay, so I guess what are you going to do now? Make some cornbread?
Yeah, we're going to put it together here in a few minutes and make some good waxy bread.
Alrighty. Okay, so this is our pan that we make our cornmeal in. Or what's that other stuff that you make? What is that other bread you make in here?
Biscuit?
Biscuit bread, yeah. He makes it in here. But with the cornbread, he puts oil in there.
And heat it up.
Yep.
Put it in there and let it get good and hot.
Yep. Okay.
Then whenever you get ready, you dump your cornmeal. What is it?
Yeah, your corn. We're losing our minds. Our cornmeal.
Corn batter.
Yep. Cornmeal batter.
In there.
Okay, so this is his recipe. Let me get around here so you can see it.
Do 2 cups of cornmeal.
Mm-hmm. Fresh cornmeal. So those 3 cobs made almost 3 cups. So it's almost a cup per cob then when you grind it down.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's what I was trying to figure out earlier.
And a cup of flour.
This is self-rising.
Self-rising flour. And we're going to have to put 4 teaspoons of
baking powder in there. That's right. Yeah.
In that fresh cornmeal.
Yep. In addition to the self-rising, because that has nothing in it. Okay, so he's going to put 4 teaspoons of baking powder. Making sure your baking powder is in date, and I'm going to try to get away from that trash can again. My goodness, that's disgusting.
Everybody's got one.
Yeah, but when you're doing a video, you try not to have your trash can in it. He's going to put a pinch of salt in. Even though the self-rising flour does have salt, it's really not enough because your cornmeal, the fresh cornmeal, is just fresh. I mean, it doesn't have anything added to it.
I'm going to stir all that up in there so that baking powder gets in there real good.
Yeah. This is something we are just so tickled in making because we're trying really hard on our homestead. Well, for the most part, we make everything from scratch that we eat. We don't buy any boxed anything, do we?
No, anytime I eat this processed food,
Out on the
restaurant,
road when he's not supposed to.
it almost makes me sick. It does. I get sick from eating it where I'm not used to them preservatives.
Yeah. Because we can, and we haven't raised hogs in a while, but we're going to get back to that. We've had hogs raised by other people and have them processed, and we're given hog meat and stuff. So hopefully, if everything works out this year, we might be able to get a calf and some hogs and maybe some goats. All right, go ahead.
I'm going to put a chunk of butter in there. What do you think that is?
Oh, a couple tablespoons. Yeah, that's about right.
I'll mix it in there real good.
Annie uses our antique pastry cutter. Getting it all nice and cut in. Your fat cut into your flour and your cornmeal.
Yeah, and I'm going to put a 1/4 cup of oil in there too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Willis is in charge of this stuff, the cornmeal bread. I bake bread and everything else like that, but he's really good at this. So I grew up sweet cornbread. It will. I grew up on sweet cornbread. When I moved to Tennessee, it was like a sin to have sweet in your, well, at least up here on the mountains. Down in other places, it's not a sin. They like sweet cornbread. And that's veg oil. Okay. 1/4 cup.
1/4 cup.
Thank goodness oil was on sale today. That's the cheapest I've seen it in a while.
Yeah, my eggs.
Okay, 2 eggs.
2 big old fresh eggs.
Yep, this morning.
Chicken just laid them a while ago. I was standing up there waiting on her.
Yep, and I went and collected her. I said, get up off that nest. They like to peck me when I go underneath of them.
Now, I don't know how much buttermilk. I just guess at it. We'll find out though. I'll put 1.5 cups in there to begin with.
Okay. This stuff.
There's 1 cup.
Okay.
1.5 cups.
Yep. Mix it around. And all the while that pan's heating in the oven and that oil's getting really hot. So when he pours it in, you can hear it start frying. And then it has a real nice crispy underneath of it. It's really yummy. And then you have butter. Mmm.
We got the beans cooking over there.
That's right. Well, I've got them in the Instapot. We cheated today. I really love this Instapot. Put a little bit more in there. So it's almost like 1.5 cups then.
Yeah.
Okay. You see it already starting to rise with all that baking powder and what's in the stuff rising. It smells so good. Smell that buttermilk.
I can eat right now.
I don't think that would be good for you.
That is almost homemade all the way.
Yep.
Except for the buttermilk and the butter.
Well, someday I'll be making our own buttermilk.
Let me get my pan out there.
All right. You shift over there. Let me come over there so I can let them hear when it sizzles. Y'all hear that? You can see it sizzling there. Oh my goodness.
Right.
All right, and into the oven, 450.
450 degrees.
Okay, until it's brown on top.
Just brown on top.
Okay. Which I think is about 20 minutes, but
Good
I'll
and brown.
time it. Yeah, good and brown. Nice, kind of a dark brown, not burned. There it goes. Let me get a good shot of that.
Yeah.
Yummo. All right, guys, we'll be back. Okay, it's out of the oven. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, wow. I'll get him to cut it in a little bit when it cools some. But in the meantime, he's been cutting up cabbage for fried cabbage. And you put a stick of butter in there. And you cut your cabbage up. Did you put an onion in this one?
Yeah, I put 2 onions in.
2 onions in it. It's a great big skillet, you can see.
Black pepper and salt.
Yeah.
I'm going to put some kielbasa in there with it.
Oh, yeah, that's yummy.
Go with that pinto beans and cornbread.
You just kind of cook this down, add a little water to it, and put your lid on, and it kind of braises, steams all in one. You only turn it maybe once or twice. The cabbage does all the work. Well, and the butter. Look at that cabbage. He turned it once, and he put the kielbasa in there, or Polish sausage, and you can hear it. Look at it. Boiling, doing its thing. All right, back the lid goes on, and we'll be back in a little bit. What are you going to do over here?
I'm fixing me some bacon. Take with me tomorrow when I leave.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. And we're also having collard greens. He warmed them up in the microwave. Now, these are canned. We didn't have time today to do our own collards. We did do them at Christmas. We grow them. But they are, let me see. What is the name of this one here? Glory collard greens. So good. If you guys want to buy a green, I highly recommend that one. All right, he is going to cut this awesome, totally from scratch.
Hickory cane cornbread.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
That is nice. Look at the moisture in there. It doesn't even look the same as cornbread with the meal you buy at the store. That is so good.
That's going to be so good.
Yeah, look at that. I wanted to show you that. Look at that. Look at that. It doesn't fall apart or anything. So cool.
I'm fixing to sit down here and eat this plate of good old country cooking.
Look at what he cooked today.
Yeah. Homemade ground cornmeal. Cornbread.
Yeah, in that cornbread. Look at that. It's just so good. It's still moist. It's been sitting.
Well, that is some good eating right there.
Greens, kielbasa, cabbage, and beans. Yum. Well, y'all have a good evening. Like, share, and subscribe if you would. And we are going to chow down.
Bye.